Hi everyone, Simon Keeling here, and this is your Flying Weekend and Weekhead Outlook, brought to you exclusively by Fly Magazine in association with weatherschool.co.uk. Thanks again for watching. Now, it looks as if we are in for a reasonable weekend. I think that the problem we're going to have through the weekend is forecasting cloud and drizzle, and exactly where that's going to be. Should be some flying in there for most of us. I don't think it's going to be fabulous by any means, or at least not widely fabulous by any means. And then we were mixed next week with strong easterly breezes, and it looks as if those breezes are going to be affecting much of the country during the course of next week. Now, those of you who've been to weather school will know what a benefit it is, particularly when we get in these easterly situations. And I've got one place remaining on my Aviation Weather Part 1 weather school on Saturday the 7th of September. So if you'd like that place, you can go to weatherschool.co.uk to book your place now. And what we do at Aviation Weather School Part 1, it's always good fun. Forget the textbooks, forget the PPL and ticking those boxes to try and get through your exam. What I show you is really what you need to know about the weather and build your confidence in your own ability to make predictions yourself and have trust in the forecast that you're seeing officially, and know that if you take off from the airfield, you're actually going to be able to get back and can trust the forecast that you've seen. So go to weatherschool.co.uk and you can book your place there now. So this is the Weather School website, and all you do is come to Aviation, click on Aviation Weather School Part 1, and you'll find out everything there about Aviation Weather School Part 1 and also Part 2. And you can book your place there by clicking on Book Securely by card or paper there on the right hand side. It really is easy to do, and it'll be great to see you there on Saturday the 7th of September. As I say, just one place remaining on that course. Now, if you've been to Aviation Weather School Part 2, you'll know all about these. These are SCUTs. You do need to do Part 1 first in order to understand what these are, but these are going to come into their own during the course of this weekend. This is the forecast SCUT for midday at Cambridge, and what it's showing us, and those of you who know about SCUTs and have been to Part 2 will know this, is that it's telling us there that there's some stratocumulus cloud. It looks like it's pretty thick stratocumulus cloud, or rather I should say overcast stratocumulus cloud, at about 5,000 feet on Saturday afternoon. It's not particularly very deep, but it's certainly there, and it really illustrates the problem we'll face with forecasting this weekend in the amount of cloud that there is out there. These SCUTs are just amazing. They reveal everything you need to know, and the best thing is you can get predictions of them going ahead 7 days and even more on some websites. So they really do reveal everything you need to know. Cloud bases, cloud tops, freezing levels, whether clouds in layers, whether it's possible to get above it. Absolutely everything you need to know. I could spend all day talking about them with you, but I won't. I'm away with 3 minutes in already. This is the forecast for this afternoon then, and it's not bad. It looks like we're flyable really for most of us. Yes, there'll be a fair amount of cloud around, but I do think it's going to be flyable. It's just eastern coasts that suffer with some low cloud and some spots of drizzle through the course of this afternoon. Now for Friday, again, cloud is going to be the main problem, I think, during the course of Friday. Predicting where it's going to be is always going to be tricky, and it's probably a bit of a fool's game, but if I try and get, I'm a fool, so I'll try and give you some ideas as to where it might be. I think generally cloud is going to be affecting eastern half of the UK, probably East Anglia and South East England, going into marginal conditions to VFR conditions without breaks of rain. I think cloud here 3,000 foot and probably an 8,000 foot top. Elsewhere it's patchier, but there will be areas where there's just plates of cloud floating around, 2,000 to 3,000 foot bases, 6,000 foot tops. Further west it looks better, I think, generally VFRable, bases of around 4,000 feet, tops at around 6,000 feet, and that easterly wind is going to be causing problems, I think, right the way through the weekend. So that's the position for Saturday. At first glance you'd look at high pressure and think, oh yeah, that looks all right, but as you know, high pressure on easterly can cause some problems, and it looks like it will through Saturday. So these eastern areas of Scotland, eastern parts of England, tending to see the highest risk of cloud. Now, this cloud is on the edge as to whether it burns away or not. I'm going to give you worst case, which is that we're in marginal to VFR conditions down those eastern coasts through Saturday. Bases around 3,000 to 5,000 feet, as we saw from the forecast QT for Cambridge. Tops probably getting up to around 6,000 feet. Further west, generally it's VFRable. Here again, bases 4,000 feet, tops at 6,000 feet. Just watch out for some bits of rain getting into the west of Ireland later, where we'll find the winds increasing, becoming southeasterlies here at around 25 to 30 knots. Now, on to Sunday, and again, cloud forecast is going to be the tricky one on Sunday. More cloud around generally on Sunday, I fancy, and I think these eastern coasts probably looking at bases of around 2,000 feet, tops about 8,000 feet, and an increased risk of some patchy rain or some drizzle coming through. That may spread further inland as well. Western parts of Ireland generally in non to marginal conditions here, 1 to 2,000 foot bases, 10,000 foot tops. Elsewhere, generally VFRable, but cloud shrouding the hills, 2 to 3,000 foot bases, tops at about 7,000 feet. And the winds easterly at around 15 to 20 knots, and quite scrappy winds as well, quite a bit of variability in there. And then on to Monday, again fairly cloudy through Monday. We've got that weak front over the top of us. It's an easterly flow, so I think it's going to be eastern Scotland, northern England, down through the Midlands, East Anglia. I'm going to say marginal here, and it will be windy, it looks like. Easterlies 25, perhaps 30 knots in places, bases of around 2,000 feet, tops about 8,000 feet, bits of drizzle around, reduced visibility. It's not looking great. Southern parts of Ireland, I think here generally non-VFR, with 1 to 2,000 foot bases, 10,000 foot tops. In between, it's marginal to VFR, bases around 3,000 feet, tops at about 7,000 feet, and quite a brisk easterly wind blowing, as I say, through the course of the day. I just visualise Monday it being quite a dull, cold day. And then into Tuesday, still got that easterly weather through Tuesday. You see the front there lying through the country, bringing outbreaks of rain with it. A lot of uncertainty over this, so I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't exactly the way this looks. But I think we've got cloud outbreaks of rain, marginal to non-VFR generally for much of England and Wales. Bases of around 1 to 3,000 feet, tops at 10 to 12,000 feet in those outbreaks of rain. Some low cloud and drizzle as well, affecting eastern Scotland, possibly eastern England, leading to non-VFR conditions here, mostly VFRable northern and western Scotland. But those winds easterlies at 20 to 25 knots again across northern areas, so scrappy overall. And then finally for Wednesday, well, the front's still there on Wednesday, a lot of uncertainty, but I do think again still lots of cloud around, generally within that area, marginal to VFR I suppose, but I think hills probably suffering with cloud 2,000 foot bases, 8,000 foot tops. Northwest Scotland probably faring better. It could be that Wednesday's better than I've shown here, but generally it's not great. But hopefully from what I've showed you, you can pick your days through this weekend. As I say, if you want to know more and build your confidence in being able to forecast yourself, then come along to Aviation Weather School Part 1. I've got that one place left on Saturday, the 7th of September. All you need to do is go to weatherschool.co.uk now, and you can book your place straight away. And if you're interested, just see what we do on Part 2, or indeed if you've done Part 1 but haven't been on Part 2 yet, then you can click on Part 2 there, and you can book your place on Part 2 to learn more about those wonderful SKU-T diagrams. Okay, I will leave you with that for now, but whatever you're doing, thanks again for watching. This has been your Flying Weekend and Weekhead Outlook, brought to you exclusively by Fly Magazine in association with weatherschool.co.uk. Thanks again for watching, keep the sun shining, have a great weekend, and bye for now.